Welcome back, everybody. Well, Maine has a very rich Labor Day history, and some argue the first strike in what was to be the United States occurred on Richmond Island off the coast of Maine when workmen and fishermen protested against the withholding of their wages for a year. Now, according to the director of the Bureau of Labor at the University of Maine, the origin of Labor Day is a tricky one to pinpoint. It wasn't until 1891 that the state formally recognized Labor Day as a holiday. Maine was the 9th state to do so, and then in 1894, it became federally recognized. Now, fast forward to today, and one question folks have is how labor unions are holding up.
Labor, in terms of numbers of people who are actually members of labor unions, it peaked around the early 70s and has been declining.
Well, according to Cryer, even though it's been declining, they've recently seen an upsurge in organizing. And some of the organizing has occurred in places you don't generally see unions form. Cryer said it's a special holiday that makes that many of us can take a second and appreciate all that we've done.
The reality that what we live in, the world we live in, is created by labor. The couch we're sitting on, the work that you're doing right now, interviewing me, all this is work. The world around us is created by work. And Labor Day gives us a moment to think about that very clearly, to appreciate it, celebrate it, and also to celebrate the organizations that make it possible.
Well, you can see the full interview on the importance of Labor Day with Michael Cryer on our website, foxbangor.com. Well, the Eastern Maine Labor Council Food and Medicine Labor Day celebration went on rain or shine. A host of guest speakers ranged from Chipotle union leaders to Governor Janet Mills. Each speaker shared their journey to creating a union. Legislators and community leaders spoke in support of everyday earners joining forces to advance common goals. One advocate discussed how the workforce has changed since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The pandemic has been a huge deal for workers because workers who were deemed essential and who didn't have the privilege of working from home had to expose themselves to potential virus every single day in order to do their jobs.
Finney says she sees more members of the workforce unionizing in the future to amplify their concerns. Well, research shows most people will change jobs multiple times over the course of their lives. We set out to ask some people in Bangor about the best job they ever had, but they were much more vocal about the worst one.
I think the worst job I had was working at a golf course in the summer, and it was about 90 degrees every day and humid, and it was just hot and a lot of work.
I haven't had any bad jobs, thank you.
Working in healthcare and having to deal with pica and not knowing what that was until doing so.
Worked on a potato farm, sorting the rotten potatoes out of the clean potatoes.
There you go.
Long time ago.
I was a housekeeper, like a Molly maid.
Oh, yeah.
That was a terrible job.
Probably working at like a health club when I was a teenager. I had to towel off the backs of the people as they came out of the shower room. Kind of not very dignified, but hey, 16, it was a job.
Oh, telemarketer, yeah. That was the worst. I didn't even last 24 hours.
I had to go to docks around a lake and scoop up the seaweed and put it on the dock to essentially clean out the area around the docks.
Worst job? I don't even know. I've had the same job for 15 years and I love it.
All right, well, good for her. Coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, a federal judge has appointed a special master to review the Trump search warrant documents following multiple allegations of wrongdoing by the Trump legal team. And a manhunt is underway for two men suspected in a series of deadly stabbings in an indigenous community in Saskatchewan. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Gas, groceries, school supplies. Everything costs more these days. It's outrageous. Things are tough, and every little bit helps. That's why we've balanced budgets without raising taxes. And we're able to give real money back to Maine people to help them with higher costs.
Fighting inflation instead of each other. One more way Governor Mills puts Maine first.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Nothing hits harder than this. Five-Finger Death Punch. Saturday, September 17th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine, with Megadeth. And special guests, The Who. And Fire from the Gods. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com. Five-Finger Death Punch. New single, Afterlife, out now.
LAFD, we will come to you.
An emergency is the absence of choice, robbing us of our safety.
I can feel it coming.
Get off the field!
Oh my God.
911 season premiere September 19th on Fox. Watch anytime. All seasons available on Hulu. Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
A surprise ruling on a federal holiday. A federal judge will allow an independent third party to review documents removed during the FBI's search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Fox's David Spunt has more from Washington.
On Labor Day, a federal judge appointed an independent special master to review records seized during the FBI's raid on former President Donald Trump's Florida home. A retired judge, attorney, or even national security expert not connected to the case will likely become the special master. That person may have to receive a security clearance, as they'll have to examine hundreds of pages of potentially classified documents. Last month, FBI agents searched Mar-a-Lago as part of the Justice Department's investigation into whether Donald Trump kept classified information at Mar-a-Lago. The special master appointment is expected to slow down the DOJ investigation.
They've been merrily along conducting their investigation with the agents, assuming all these documents were appropriate for the investigation. Now the judge is saying, hold everything. He may have executive privilege.
The move is seen as a win for the former president's legal team, who requested the third-party review. Attorneys for the former president have been emphasizing Trump's executive privilege rights throughout this process.
The shameful raid and break-in of my home, Mar-a-Lago, was a travesty of justice.
But federal prosecutors say Trump has no executive privilege rights as a former president. Both sides have until Friday to come up with a list of possible special master candidates. A DOJ spokesman says the department is considering the next steps, which could include an appeal. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
Well, Canadian police gave a major update Monday in the investigation into a series of deadly stabbings in Saskatchewan. Fox's Steve Rappaport has the latest.
Canadian authorities on Monday locating at least one suspect wanted in one of the deadliest attacks in the country's history after 31-year-old Damian Sanderson was found dead in a wooded area near where investigators were searching.
We can confirm he has visible injuries. These injuries are not believed to be self-inflicted at this point.
His brother, Miles Sanderson, is still at large. He's now facing 3 counts of first-degree murder. The two are believed to be behind a spree of stabbings that broke out Sunday in Saskatchewan across an Indigenous community and a nearby town. 10 people were killed and 18 others hurt. The incident putting people on edge in a country where mass casualty events are a rarity.
I'm terrified to go to sleep at night. I'm terrified to open my door. They took innocent people's lives. They shattered this community.
Authorities have not identified a motive, saying some of the victims appear to have been targeted, others attacked at random. The leader of the Canadian First Nations group believes the attacks could be drug-related. Prime Minister Trudeau on Monday offering the Canadian government's support to the grieving communities.
We'll be there for each other. Be there for our neighbors, lean on each other, help grieve, and help heal. We will continue to do that, and all Canadians will be with you in this difficult time.
U.S. border officials are also on alert, working with Canadian authorities to ensure that Sanderson does not flee south. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
Well, the price of natural gas in Europe has spiked by more than 30% after Russia said one of its main pipelines to Europe would stay shut down indefinitely. The Kremlin says Europe has brought the problem on itself. Fox's Amy Kellogg has more from Milan.
OPEC decided to cut oil production slightly next month to keep prices up. This, among other things, is seen by some as a slap in the face by the Saudis to Washington, which was against the move. And Europe grapples with the gas crisis.
We will get through this winter as far as the supply situation is concerned and as far as we can tell today.
Europe, meant to be bouncing back from COVID and building back better, is now just worried about making it through the next few months. Russia claiming Friday it doesn't know when it can fix its natural gas pipeline to Germany. It says because of sanctions. That sent gas prices soaring in Europe, up 35% Monday alone. They are up 400% year on year. The Kremlin saying Europe asked for it.
The quality of life is declining. This is the obvious reality. And of course, regular citizens will have more and more questions to the leadership of their countries.
There were, in fact, protests, albeit small, in the Czech Republic over the weekend. People angry at their governments and NATO. Russia, no doubt, gloated over that as well. This as European stocks fell and the euro hit a two-decade low against the dollar. And leaders across the continent are trying to figure out how they can share energy where needed. France will fire up all its nuclear power plants this winter. Half are currently under repair. And Germany will keep a couple on standby, having sworn off nuclear years ago. Multi-billion-dollar relief packages have been rolled out across the continent, and France has called for a 10% reduction in energy use to avoid energy rationing and or cuts this winter. In Milan, Italy, Amy Kellogg, Fox News.
Well, Britain's Conservative Party chooses Foreign Secretary Liz Truss as the country's new prime minister. Fox's Greg Palcott has more on that from London.
I give notice that Liz Truss is elected as the leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party.
America's closest ally will soon have a new leader. Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, chosen as the new head of the British Conservative Party, is expected to be formally named Prime Minister tomorrow after a meeting with Queen Elizabeth, replacing Boris Johnson, who announced his resignation back in July following multiple scandals. Truss is a close political ally of Johnson, indicating she plans to continue many of his conservative policies.
Our beliefs resonate with the British people. Our beliefs in freedom, in the ability to control your own life, in low taxes, in personal responsibility.
But it won't be easy. Truss will be the fourth British Prime Minister in 6 years, and she takes office as a mounting economic crisis is driving up the cost of living here. Inflation is expected to reach about 13% by next month, with energy bills up as much as 80%. During the campaign, she promised to end the crisis, but was often accused of being light on the details, with some critics suggesting she made too many political promises she can't keep in order to secure a victory.
She has talked a lot about tax cuts. On the other hand, she has hinted on occasions that she is prepared to give more direct help to households. So we're really very unclear, I think, about what she is going to do.
Truss will have 2 years to prove that she can deliver before voters head back to the polls to elect a new parliament. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, many companies are using Labor Day as a return-to-work benchmark, but some bosses are losing patience with remote work. And in sports, we'll take you down to Hadlock Field to meet one of the Sea Dogs' most valuable employees since 1997. We'll be right back.
We are the first family of country music. Just watch.
Monarch series premiere September 11th on Fox.
I earned my retirement. I worked over 40 years for it. But Bruce Poliquin doesn't get it. He's a Wall Street banker and congressman who took all that money from the drug and insurance industries, then voted for devastating cuts to Medicare and risking Social Security. Poliquin even supported raising the retirement age. Bruce Poliquin is all about corporations and multimillionaires like himself, not us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Years in the making.
We have so much experience on our side.
Come and throw. Age to perfection.
Go Red Team. Go Red Team.
Welcome to Hell's Kitchen Battle of the Ages.
Hurry up! Come on, get it together!
These 40-somethings
I may have peed a little.
take on these 20-somethings.
20s, baby.
You might think you're ready,
But you're just not.
You. Get out!
Hell's Kitchen.
Get out!
Battle of the Ages premieres September 29th on Fox.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do Rhino linings. We can Rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine, inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
The pandemic sent a big chunk of America's workforce from cubicles and boardrooms to an at-home office. Some employers say enough is enough and are demanding workers come back in person. Fox's Madeline Rivera has the latest on that debate from Washington.
The beaches may have been crowded from coast to coast, but many offices have been close to empty. That may soon change. There are signs companies are running out of patience with remote work and using this Labor Day as an unofficial return to the office milestone. Some argue it's for the best.
If I wanted to move forward, I'd make pretty darn sure that I was there every day and that the person I was reporting to knew I was there every day.
Peloton and Apple are asking most of their employees to be in the office several days a week starting this month. Goldman Sachs is also lifting most of its COVID-19 protocols as it tries to incentivize workers to return. Supporters cite collaboration and socialization as benefits of in-person work.
Being able to sit down with people, walking into somebody's office and putting your feet up on the desk, it makes a big difference.
Workers who don't go back into the office could face some risks, like pay cuts or even termination. Still, the possibility of tough consequences may not be enough to sway those who argue working remotely has several pros.
I still feel super efficient working from home those 2 days because I can get a lot done without any distractions.
I don't think most people I know would want to go back full time.
While many might not want to go back into the office, it might just be a matter of time. As the economy slows and the chance of a recession heightens, employers may hold the leverage.
The power dynamic is now switching. It's starting to switch back to the employers. You don't want to come to the office? You're out.
On the other hand, an analysis from top economists says remote work could avoid a wage price spiral and help the Federal Reserve ease inflation, as some employees may be willing to accept smaller paychecks. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
The Labor Day weekend is, of course, winding down, and it could be one for the record books, with travel returning to pre-pandemic levels in many areas. Fox's Bill Malugin has more from Los Angeles International Airport.
Some of these lines are wrapping around the corner. I mean, I'm asking people what's going on over here.
It's expected to be the busiest travel weekend in 3 years. Millions of folks hitting the rails, roads, and skies over the Labor Day holiday, with travel now back at pre-pandemic levels. 80% of drivers finding relief at the pump this weekend, with the national gas average now below $4 a gallon. But it's a different story in the skies, where prices are up significantly. And so are travel headaches, with more than 4,000 flights delayed on Sunday alone.
I don't think the airlines are doing enough because they're asking you to change your flight before they even offer any type of incentive for you to do so.
AAA says bookings are up more than 20% from Labor Day last year. But the travel industry is still reeling from technical issues and staffing shortages that have made for a rough summer at airports all across the country.
I think the clarity and transparency of telling customers that have had disruptive flights what they are owed is what's most necessary.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill say they've been working with airlines to address those issues, hoping folks trying to catch the last days of summer won't run into travel nightmares.
We're getting more pilots that will get those training hours and get off the ground those that were grounded previously. That's something on the positive side.
And the TSA says as of Monday morning, they have screened almost 6 million people at airports all around the country. Reporting in Los Angeles, Bill Malugin, Fox News.
Well, multiple wildfires continue charring their way through California. Fox's Jackie Banez has the latest on the deadly blazes and progress towards containing them.
Portions of the Golden State continue burning to a crisp as dangerous heat and strong winds fuel California's devastating wildfires.
Winds picked up and started blowing those burn ashes and stuff, and they just started hitting dry spots and everything just took off.
The Mill Fire is now responsible for killing at least 2 people in the town of Weed, according to officials Sunday. The blaze in the northern part of the state destroying more than 4,200 acres since first igniting Friday, torching more than 100 structures to the ground. Water tankers now invading decimated neighborhoods, dousing the smoldering debris and cinders where people's homes once stood. Meanwhile, further north in Siskiyou County,
September and October are some of the worst months for fires in this part of the state.
Thick smoke from the mountain fire is shrouding the sky as flames ravaging the earth below consume more than 8,000 acres since the blaze sparked Friday. More than anything, officials say they're in desperate need of rain.
Every day, every week, every month we go without rain, it gets drier and drier and drier. So the fuels are very dry, very susceptible to a fire starting and spreading if it does start.
Outside of Los Angeles, meantime, firefighters are nearing their battle with the root fire. The blaze tore through more than 5,000 acres. Officials from CAL FIRE expect 100% containment by Wednesday. Jackie Banez, Fox News.
And now moving from the west to the south, Georgia bracing for yet another round of storms after major rainfall flooded out the northwest part of the state, putting entire communities underwater. Fox's Anna Eliopoulos has that story.
Historic rainfall devastating Georgia. 2 counties now under a state of emergency after a massive downpour submerged homes, businesses, and roads.
It's scary. You're worried about your animals and your house and your cars and your loved ones.
It's real crazy. This is the second time in 2 years, I think, we've had this much rain.
Up to a foot of rain falling in some areas of northwest Georgia, the deluge causing a small landslide in one town that sent trees crashing into the road. Police say as floodwaters rose, calls started coming in, with people needing to be rescued from homes and stranded vehicles in low-lying areas. First responders from neighboring counties and states also assisting in the recovery efforts.
A lot of homeowners are concerned and streets are flooded and impassable, and we're just trying to get out and help as many folks as we can.
Locals are advised to avoid traveling unless it's a medical emergency. Many say it's the worst flooding they've ever seen.
I've not seen it to this magnitude, and I've lived here 47 years.
Looks like a lake. Everything's underwater, like the garbage is underwater, everything.
The storm's also knocking out a water filtration plant in Chattooga County, home to about 25,000. The city of Somerville urging residents to boil all water before using it. And the rain is not letting up. Flood watches are in effect through this evening across parts of 8 states in the southeast, with more showers and storms expected in the forecast. Anna Eliopoulos, Fox News.
Definitely rough going there as well. Well, here at home, Jeff Weller will be back with our full 5 days so we know what to expect.
The rain showers out there now will wind down tonight. It's going to cool off a bit, though, tomorrow, followed by the return of some 80s back in the forecast. Those details for you when I come back.
Last year, I cracked Biden's aggressive spending agenda. Now, I'm delivering on common sense reforms that are good for America, like lowering prescription drug prices for thousands of Maine seniors, preventing healthcare costs from spiking on working families, and opening up oil and gas production to lower fuel costs, while reducing the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine common sense is back on the table in Washington.
Jason Aldean. Rock and Roll Cowboy Tour 2022. Presented by Wolf Moon Bourbon. Saturday, September 10th. Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. With Tracy Lawrence. Time marches on. And John Morgan. If I didn't love. ACM Artist of the Decade. Jason Aldean. Let's get this thing started. It's my kind of. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or Ticketmaster.com.
Is this the new phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting one?
I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Mix it up. Yeah, boy. With the Call Me Kat season premiere. Yeah, boy. Thursday, September 29th on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. Come see what the Varney value is all about. And we are all about really losing daylight. Since June 21st, we've lost about 2.5 hours of daylight. Typically, that means our days are getting shorter, daylight-wise, right? We have cooler temperatures on the way as a result. But really, for us, we're going to get warmer beginning probably as soon as tomorrow. After we did this today, lots of rain showers out there today, so cloud and rain-cooled air across the entire region. We're going to turn this faucet, though, off tonight into early parts of tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon looks pretty good around here, followed by a few dry days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. As this is a pretty good rainmaker, though, right? Some spots saw over an inch of rain today. This will begin, though, to wind down tonight, and tomorrow we'll have decreasing clouds throughout the afternoon. Let's walk you through it. So the heaviest rain kind of pushes to our east tonight. Here's tomorrow morning, about 9:30 or so. Still some clouds around, still some drizzle around tomorrow morning, but that will push off to the east as well, followed by decreasing clouds through the afternoon. And then a very nice night tomorrow night, and a very nice day for us on Wednesday. There will likely be some dense fog in there tonight, and also some very dense fog in there tomorrow night as well, as we're going to have those clear skies and light winds across our region. Okay, so ongoing rainfall looks something like this. A quarter to a half-inch of rain can't be ruled out, although this thing is beginning to wind down now this evening into early parts of tomorrow morning. And there is no storms at all with this system now. It's just kind of a general rain shield out there. So no thunder and lightning tonight. The dogs will be happy this evening, right? But there will be fog. So dense fog is likely tonight and again tomorrow night, and probably also again for Wednesday night too, as we're going to have this kind of atmosphere with light winds across our region. It's kind of humid outside. That will give us that dense fog at night. Look at the temperatures today. 61 here in Bangor, 63 in Millinocket, in the 50s in Greenville. That's not normal. The average high is still in the low to mid 70s. No one did that today. We're going to try to get close to that tomorrow with high temperatures back up near 70 and then cooling off into the 50s for low temperatures tomorrow night. And the long-range trend, though, is still well above average temperatures into the middle parts of September. That could have us flirt with an 80 or two down the road for from here. Our forecast then tonight, though, is rain ending. Dense fog is likely. Low temperatures down near 57 with a calm wind already out there now. For tomorrow, it's Tuesday. Decreasing clouds through the afternoon. Likely some early morning rain showers and some drizzle in there, and then decreasing clouds with high temperatures near 70 with a northeast breeze around 5. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast includes, look at Wednesday, 77, 76 for Thursday, lots of sunshine. And then that is an 80 back in the forecast for Friday and Saturday and maybe Sunday as well with lows in the 50s.
So a rainy overnight, but definitely plenty of sunshine heading our way. That is great news. Alrighty, folks. Well, sports is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Home isn't just about looks. It's how it makes you feel. Calm, or maybe even cozy. And now get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
What happened between Tuesday and Friday? Jared Golden broke his promise. Tuesday, Jared Golden campaigned as an independent fighter against Biden's spending that he knew
would make inflation worse.
But 3 days later, voted for Biden's newest spending bill that will raise taxes on nearly every Mainer, nearly double the IRS. And in Jared Golden's words,
make inflation worse.
Jared Golden broke his promise to Mainers. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Need new furniture now but don't have a lot of money to spend? Come save at the Furniture Factory outlet in every Jordan store and get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the style at Jordan's.
Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, since 1997, Jimmy Nolan has served as an usher at Hadlock Field. And in the spirit of Labor Day, it's only fitting that we take a closer look into who some call the MVP of the Sea Dogs organization.
Folks, all set?
Jimmy Nolan loves his job.
All set? I just love people. I'm a people person. Can I help you, ma'am?
I'm going right up.
There you go. Enjoy the game. Welcome.
And he's really good at it. Since 1997, Jimmy has been an MVP usher at Hadlock Field.
Enjoy.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down.
Like I said, I'm 87 years old, and I'm still doing it. And I just thank the good Lord that I'm able to do it.
Longtime Sea Dogs executive Chris Cameron says Jimmy is in a league of his own.
You know, he's a legend around the ballpark here, and he just has a wonderful demeanor that you can't help but fall in love with him. He's one of the hardest working people we have here, takes a lot of pride in his job. He's just a remarkable human being that really goes above and beyond to help enhance the fan experience here at the ballpark.
Just need the line, please. Just need the line doing that.
In fact, he's made impressions that have fans coming back decades later.
So I came up from the dugout one night. There's this lady here. I can't remember her name. Hi, Jimmy, remember me? And one night I asked you for a baseball, and you gave it to me. I asked for your autograph, and you signed it Ted Williams. Now, Jim, here's that very same ball 25 years later. Would you please re-sign it using your real name?
Well, this is Jimmy's silver anniversary. Hard to believe, 25 years, and he's showing no signs of slowing down. In fact, retirement is not in the cards. But the only thing he doesn't like is the final day of the season.
The very last out when they play Old Lang Syne. That's when it gets to me.
For now, though, Jimmy will continue doing what he does best.
He's going to make sure you have an enjoyable time here at the ballpark.
He'll help you.
And that's making fans smile, win or lose.
Guys all set? Enjoy.
That's awesome stuff right there. Great story, and thank you for Dave Eade for putting that together. And while we're talking about the Sea Dogs, there's another familiar face who will be down at Hadlock Field this week, except this guy will be on the diamond. It's former Bangor and Maine baseball standout Justin Courtney, who is expected to make his first appearance at Hadlock Field this Wednesday or Thursday, depending, after being called up to the Mets AA affiliate back on August 23rd. Now, the Sea Dogs will host Courtney and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies for a 6-game series beginning on Tuesday night. Through 3 appearances in AA, he's been solid. Just 1 run allowed in 4 innings of work to give him a 2.25 ERA. And again, either Wednesday or Thursday, you never really know with bullpen arms, especially with rain in the area. So we will continue to keep you updated with that if you are looking to see the hometown hero return to Maine. We will certainly keep you updated. For now, though, it's officially game week in the NFL. The Patriots will open things up down in Miami on Sunday for year 2 of the Mac Jones era. Now, we've had a couple of months, I guess, maybe a month and a half of training camp to familiarize ourselves with this year's team. But still, this isn't a roster filled with household Patriot names, at least what we're used to. We're still sort of in a transitioning period from the leaders of the old guard to the new one. But wide receiver coach Troy Brown likes what he's seen from Jacoby Myers in his development as a leader.
You know, he's Mr. Steady, so through it all. So, and leadership role has grown some more on the football team. So he's really earned the respect of all of the guys in the locker room, offensively and defensively. He's developing into, a good football player, but also a good leader on the football team as well.
And finally, if you've checked out of the Red Sox and moved on to the football season, I wouldn't blame you. But there have been some bright spots for the Sox, riding a 5-game win streak into Monday night. Sox down at the Trop taking on the Rays here. We'll start in the first. Alex Verdugo hammers one to right field, and that one gets out in a hurry. Solo home run. Then in the third, Trevor Story getting in on the action here. RBI double to left field. Red Sox up 3-1, feeling good about things. But bad news in the fifth. Here, Randy Arozarena sends one to left field. Franchi Cordero collides with the wall. Dangerous play here. Run scores to make it a 3-2 game. Cordero would be carted off the field. And then more trouble in the seventh. First, Manuel Margot finds a gap in right to tie things at 3. And later, it's David Peralta. Just squeaks one fair down the first baseline. That would plate the winning run as the Rays come back 4-3 is the final in that one. Alrighty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
I'm sorry I said your guy is a joke. He's not the GOAT, but he's not a joke. Babe?
Cold shoulder, warm things up with a Mitsubishi electric heat pump from Dave's World, the GOAT of heat pump installers.
Ready for that new kitchen? Get inspired by the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer during the final days of the Summer Supercharged sales event. You still have time to lock in your order on select Ford vehicles, and we'll lock in your rate. Even if rates go up before your order comes in, you're protected. So stop by your Ford dealer today during the final days of the Summer Supercharged sales event. Now, place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on select Ford SUVs.
Please join us for the second annual Kevin Call Jr. Truck and Tractor Pull, sponsored by Bangor Tractor. Located at the Penobscot Snowmobile Club in Herman. Gates open at 8 a.m. on September 17th. Admission $10. Children 12 and under are free. We will have full concessions and apparel for sale. as well as raffle tickets for your chance to win a 2023 Skidoo Renegade. Enjoy 10-plus classes of pulling, including trucks, tractors, and even semis. Brought to us by the Maine State Truck and Tractor Pullers Association. Visit Sled Herman on Facebook for more info.
Sting in concert, September 11th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Sting, My Songs. Performing songs written throughout his prolific career. With special guest Joe Sumner. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Sting in one unforgettable night, part of the Varney Insurance Concert Series.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of a gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor. Brought to you by Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor, Prouty Auto Body in Dover Foxcroft, Twin City Tile and Brewer, and Twin City Tint in Brewer. Compete all season long for the grand prize trip for two to Hawaii. It's You Pick'em NFL at foxbangor.com.
More Masked Singer, September 21st on Fox.
We know your life is busy. You have a lot to do. And like you, the news doesn't stop. So when you are ready for us, we'll be ready for you. foxbangor.com.
Welcome back, everybody. A Georgia State University student says a fast food restaurant called the police on her after she tried to buy a homeless man some food to eat. Fox's Rob DiRienzo has more.
GSU senior Joe Ortega was door dashing last week at the Popeyes off of Ponce. She noticed a man off to the side who looked hungry. When she offered to get him food, this was how employees reacted.
No, ma'am, you can't do it.
Why? He's asking for food.
Ma'am, you can't do it. I don't care nothing about you recording me, baby.
May I have your name so I can let the people know?
You gotta pick up the phone and start recording. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. Are you serious?
Joe Ortega says she was just trying to do a good deed.
I can't order for this homeless man right here who asked for food.
Her initial disbelief that employees wouldn't let her buy a two-piece for the man experiencing homelessness.
They called the cops on me, everything, bro.
Quickly turned into anxiety when the cop showed up.
At that moment, I was terrified. I thought I was going to get arrested. So I was like, well, maybe I should just call my family and tell them I might not be coming home tonight.
APD confirmed that they did respond, but they didn't do anything since Ortega didn't break any laws. She says they actually commended her.
The officer pulled me to the side and was like, I really thank you for doing that. Thank you for buying him food. I appreciate that.
Also grateful that man with the empty stomach caught in the middle of all of the drama over drumsticks.
My name's Jazz, and thanks to...
Ortega says she eventually got a hold of a general manager at the store who felt terrible about the whole thing. She said he ended up letting her and Jazz buy anything they wanted that night.
Oftentimes, the homeless are treated like stray animals, stray cats. Like if you feed them, they're going to keep coming back. We don't want them to keep coming back. And in all of this, I believe that, people deserve to be treated like people.
And after all the online attention, Popeyes said in a statement to Fox 5 that all of their employees at that store have been retrained on how to talk to guests. Ortega has started an online fundraiser to help Jazz find permanent housing.
Well, DVD, digital, and music releases this week include a popular group of Tiny Yellow Henchmen, Oscar winners, a country superstar, and an EGOT winner. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with a list of new releases.
Topping this week's list of what's new in home entertainment, the hit animated comedy Minions: The Rise of Gru explores the origin story of the Despicable Me supervillain and how he becomes the leader of the popular Tiny Yellow Henchmen.
You dare to follow your dreams, Mrs. Harris?
The British comedy drama Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris stars Leslie Manville as a housekeeper in 1950s London who embarks on a Parisian adventure to buy a Christian Dior dress.
It was a girl, Dennis.
What do you mean?
The package was a girl.
Oscar winners Juliette Binoche and Morgan Freeman star in the thriller Paradise Highway. It centers on a truck driver forced to deliver a girl to sex traffickers in order to save her brother's life. A college student in 1960s France seeks an illegal abortion so she can pursue her dreams of becoming a teacher in the French drama Happening.
I was hoping we could discuss puberty.
Small screen favorites available to own, the 5th season of the CBS comedy series Young Sheldon, Season 9 of the police drama Chicago PD, and NCIS Hawaii Season 1 features Vanessa Lachey as the first female lead in the popular NCIS franchise. For music fans, country superstar Kane Brown's new album, Different Man, features collaborations with his wife, Caitlin, and Blake Shelton. Country singer Breland drops his genre-bending debut album, Cross Country. 12-time Grammy winner John Legend co-produced his double album, Legend. British singer Robbie Williams celebrates 25 years as a solo artist with 25. And the godfather of heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne, unleashes patient number 9. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, sharing content on social media might make you a little too confident. A University of Texas study says sharing articles on social media often gives people a sense that they know more about the topics than they actually do. Researchers say the rising confidence applies even if the user only read the headline of the article they post. The study says the act of sharing publicly commits people to an expert identity. And Americans are choosing to snack more instead of eating an actual meal. The U.S. snack market continues to see growth. Market research company Euromonitor International keeps up with snacking trends around the world, and it estimates the U.S. snack market rose to more than $150 billion this year. That's a $34 billion increase since 2017. Snacks are getting pricier, though, but the demand remains high. Market research company IRI says millennials tend to start their day off with a snack, while Gen Zers and boomers snack in the afternoon or evening. We certainly do love our snacks, sweet or salty, we love them all. Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at Fox 22 News, take care and have a great rest of your night.